We're going to be practicing the MoreYoga earth flow now. And the earth flow, the word says it all, but about grounding, rooting, becoming steady, having a solid base, a solid foundation, having all the things that give us security and steadiness in life. So we're going to start on our backs, as Luana and Sophie are demoing. And this posture is called constructive rest, and it's a really nice opportunity for you to ground here. So Sophie has dropped her knees in, which is absolutely fine, and actually that's a really nice position for anybody who suffers from back pain, lower back issues. It can be a nice release for the lower back if it's tension related. But we're turning our palms down, and we're connecting to the earth through the palms. We're connecting to the earth through the soles of the feet and through the back of the body. And really feel that connection. So allow yourself to feel the earth beneath you, supporting you, holding you, giving you stability. And you can always come back to this. So when things get wobbly and rocky in life, just lying down like this and breathing and taking a few moments to feel steady can be a really powerful practice. And we're just going to breathe along the spine. So the breath is going to flow from the base of the spine all the way up to the crown of the head and back down. So spinal breathing, just really breathing along, well, slightly beyond that spinal channel. So breathing through the back of the body from the base of the spine, and we can go all the way to the top of the head and then releasing back down to the base of the spine. And the inhale lets the breath lift, the exhale allows the breath to drop. Lovely. From here, we're just going to take our right knee into our chest. So just hug your right knee into your chest. Excellent. And just draw it towards you. Yeah. And just imagine that, and you can actually do this, you could put your thumb in your hip crease and just push the hip away a little bit and draw the knee a little bit closer to you, and then hold the knee with both hands once again. But just having created that space in the hip flexor, take a few breaths there. And then slowly extend the leg towards the ceiling. So the right leg extends, and you can take hold of the back of the leg, interlacing the fingers behind the leg. And if you want, you can take a few little circles with your ankle. Yeah. And then we'll just take those circles the other way. Move nice and mindfully. Don't feel the need to rush through the movement. So mindful movement. And then become still. Either stay here, or if you want to extend your left leg and get that nice opening through the left leg, extend it so that it rests on the ground, and just take a few breaths here. And it's not about how deep you're going in the stretch, it's more about tapping into the sensations in the body. And Sophie has decided that for her the bent knee is better, so yeah, that's perfect. You don't need to extend the leg, it's just an option. And then we are all going to bend that left knee. So we're going to bring the left foot flat on the mat, and we're going to take eye of the needle. So take your right ankle to your left knee, interlace your fingers behind your left leg, and just take a few breaths there in eye of the needle. Excellent. Yeah, and just pay a little bit of attention to your hip alignment. Sometimes we go a little bit wonky here. The hips are pretty much level, and the right knee is moving away from you, whereas the left knee is moving towards you. Breathe nice and deeply. And then release your left foot to the mat, release your right foot to the mat, and take your left knee into the chest, just hugging it in. And once again, you can make that little hip adjustment of placing the left thumb into the hip crease. Yeah, and just creating some space. Lovely. Take a few breaths there, nice deep breaths. Good. And the second side is often easier because we've already done the first side, so the body has already kind of registered what it's supposed to do. And then we're going to extend that left leg towards the ceiling, interlacing the fingers behind the leg, And we can take a few little ankle circles, just moving round through that ankle. And then moving round in the other direction. And then becoming still and staying there. Or if you want to, you can extend your right leg, and that is completely optional. Lovely. Breathe there. So don't worry about how close your leg is coming to you. It's totally irrelevant. It's just about connecting to your body and the movement range in your body. Breathing through that. And then we're going to bend the right knee if it's extended. And take the right foot in and place the left ankle onto the right knee. Interlace the fingers behind the right leg, and we'll take a few breaths there. Lovely. Nice deep breaths. Yeah, and just watch the alignment of your hips. You might need to wriggle them into shape. You can increase the sensations by getting the right alignment. So just kind of manage that use of space or positioning in space. And then we're just going to release that right foot, that left foot. And then take both knees into the chest, give them a nice big hug, and take a little rock from side to side, just gently massaging the lower back. Excellent. Let's rock ourselves back and up to seated. Good. So let's come into a cross-legged seated position. And we'll just take a few moments here to breathe through the spine. So we'll take a few moments to practice our spinal breathing. So feeling rooted and connected through the sitting bones, and then just allowing the breath to rise from the base of the spine to the crown of the head on the inhale. And on the exhale, allowing the breath to drop back into the sitting bones. And we'll take a few more rounds of breath like that, just inhaling the breath up and exhaling the breath down. Lovely. Let's just take a few more rounds like that. Inhale the breath along the spine, up to the crown of the head. Exhale, draw it back down. Just make it a slow movement. You don't need to rush the breath. Maybe slow it down if you can. Let's just take one more round. Lovely. And then we're going to take our right hand to the side. And then reach your left arm over your ear. So go the long way. We don't want to go that way. We really want to reach the long way. You can bend the bottom elbow if you have space, if your body is mobile enough, but that's not the point. Yeah. Good. And then just move to the other side. Excellent. Lovely. Yeah, just press a little bit into my hand here. There you go, really opening up the chest. And then take a few flows from side to side. So just moving from side to side, reaching the arm over. Beautiful, really nice. Keeping the sitting bones grounded. So try not to lift the sitting bone to say, woohoo, I'm going really far. Just stay grounded and really explore that side stretch in the body. It can feel really nice. Last one. And then come back up, and let's just fold forwards. Lovely, keeping the sitting bones grounded and connected. So drop those sitting bones. I'm just going to adjust you lightly. I know you have that injury, but so just tell me if it's too much, but I just want you to stay grounded and connected there. Is that okay? Mm-hmm. Lovely. Good, and then let's slowly roll up. Okay, we're just going to cross the legs the other way, so just swap over whichever shin you had in front, and just take a few moments to close your eyes and allow yourself to connect once again to that spinal breath. So just breathing from the base to the crown of the head and back down. And make sure that you really connect with the earth each time you come back down. So get that sense of rooting, of connection, of stability, of support. Take one more round of breath. And then just take your left hand to your mat and reach your right arm over. Just take a nice big side stretch. Breathe into the side body. You might want to just pull that top shoulder back a little bit and then move to the other side. And then let's just flow from side to side a few times. Just discovering and exploring that side stretch. And that connection to the earth through the sitting bones. So stay grounded, stay rooted through both sitting bones. And then we're going to come up and we're going to fold forwards once again. Just taking a few breaths there. Nice steady breaths, just breathing in and breathing out. And then let's roll ourselves up. We're just going to come onto hands and knees, onto all fours. We'll take a round of cat-cows. So we're going to inhale, open the chest, look up, and exhale, round the spine. Just take a few more like that. Inhale to open the chest, looking up. Exhale to round the spine. Inhaling. Exhaling. Last two, inhale. Exhale. And one more, inhale. Exhale, round. Take your sitting bones to your heels. Just take a few breaths in child's pose. Breathing there. Nice deep breaths. Just breathing in and out. Yeah, and just be aware of where it is that you tend to put the tension in your spine. So for some of us, it might be more the lower back, the mid back, or the upper back. And just imagine that a hand is resting on the area where you need to release, and you can just breathe into that hand, into that palm. Lovely. Let's come on to all fours. We're just going to take our first downward dog, so coming into our downward dog, and we can pedal this one so we can keep it smooth and loose and fluid. Lovely. Just unraveling the cobwebs in the body. Good. And then let's slowly walk the hands to the feet. And we're just going to take hold of our elbows. So one hand to each elbow. You might want to bend your knees, especially if your hamstrings are feeling a bit tight today, and then just rock from side to side. So dangling pose. Just releasing from side to side, letting the body hang. Coming back to center, releasing the hands to the mat. Let's softly bend the knees. We're going to roll up. We're going to sweep the arms up, take a nice big circle with the arms, and then bring your hands to prayer at the heart. So we're going to hold the hands there, and you can close your eyes and just take a moment to ground, to feel that stability of the earth beneath your feet. And sometimes we just don't feel rooted. It's not the way we're feeling on certain days. And if that's the case for you, just visualize something that helps you feel steady. So it might be a beautiful, strong tree, or something else that gives you that sense of stability within. And just hold that image and maybe the feeling that goes with it. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, bring your hands by your side. We're going to reach the arms up, take a nice big lift, and exhale, fold forwards. We're going to come into downward dog, and we're going to hold it. So in this sequence, we're rooting, we're stabilizing, we're steadying. So try and find the steadiest downward dog that you can find. And the key very much lies in the connection with the earth, so that relationship with the earth. So grounding through the palms. And then your Uddiyana Bandha is really important, just to take a little bit of pressure away from the wrists. So engaging that navel spine so that the body can actually not feel heavy but light. Let's take a couple more breaths here, inhaling, exhaling. One more, inhale, exhale. Let's roll into a plank, and we're going to hold the plank. Lovely. Yeah, and in plank, we don't want to drop the hips too much, and we don't want to take them too high. So we've got like two beautiful planks here, nice straight lines. Press a little bit more into the hands and puff up the back of the chest. Beautiful, and draw the navel in. Lengthen the tailbone. Lovely. Drop the knees, the chest, the chin. Let's come onto our bellies. We're going to inhale into a small cobra. Lovely. We're going to hold it. So don't come up too high. Just come up to where you can come up without needing the hands to push you up. Good. Roll the shoulders back. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Stay here. Breathe here. Nice deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. So really working those lower back muscles to hold you. And then just release the forehead to the mat. Let's press back into downward dog. Lovely. Breathe there. Nice deep breaths. Just breathing in and breathing out. Walk the hands to the feet. Once again, take the dangling pose and maybe just swap the hold of the elbows. So take the opposite elbow you would normally take and take a little rock from side to side. If you feel that you need to bend your knees, feel free to bend the knees. Just rocking from side to side. That's brilliant. And then come back to center, release the hands to the mat, softly bend the knees. We're going to roll ourselves up, all the way up, sweep the arms up, and we're just going to stand there once again. So once again, connecting with those earth-like properties. So feet hip-width apart, standing tall, closing your eyes. And I find that sometimes, we can make yoga really complicated, but these simple things can be so incredibly powerful. So either feeling steady just from the connection with the earth, or if you need, or if you feel that the visualization benefits you, bring up the visualization you had before of this thing, maybe the tree, that makes you feel steady, rooted, strong, stable. And then let's release the hands by our side. We're going to reach the arms up, inhaling, lifting up, exhaling, hands down to mat. Let's walk back into our downward dog and we're going to hold it. Stay there, breathe there. Nice deep breaths, just breathing in and breathing out. Lovely. Breath in. Breath out. Take a few more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. So this super steady downward dog. And then we're going to come into a super steady plank. And there are a few tricks to making your plank a little bit easier. One is that activation of the hand bandhas. The second is connecting the hand bandhas to that puffing up of the chest. So the shoulders, the upper back. And then that lengthening of the tailbone really helps. Navel in. Breathe here. Let's take 2 more breaths. Inhaling. Exhaling. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. The knees, the chest, the chin come onto your bellies. Inhale to cobra. Hold. We're going to hold it. So super steady cobra as well. So it's not about coming up high, but really squeeze the elbows in, drawing the shoulders towards each other, so rolling those shoulders back. Lovely. Yeah, just really squeeze them together. Excellent. And then release the forehead to the mat. Let's come into downward dog. Excellent. We're going to hold. So we're taking 1 more little round of these. So really working on that strength and stability in the body, that capacity to hold things. Excellent. And it is always really nice to flow, but sometimes holding things for longer periods of time really does challenge our strength. And then we're going to come into the plank and we're going to hold it once more. Press the earth away. Puff up the upper body, so the upper back, that area here where the shoulder blades are. You can just push into the ground and draw it in a little bit. Navel in, that's lovely. Tailbone long. And then release the knees, the chest, the chin. We're going to take one long held cobra, just our last one. It's our third round. Yeah, and don't come up too high. Just really come up to where you feel that you can maximize the pose. Sophie, I think you can bring your hands slightly further back. It might, yeah, just to get that roll of the shoulders. That's it, lovely, good. And then release the forehead down. Let's come into downward dog. Breathe there. Lovely. Let's gently walk the feet to the front of the mat. We're going to float the chest up as we inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold and release. Let's roll up, sweep the arms up, big inhale. Exhale, hands together, and now bring your feet together. So stand nice and tall. Once again, feeling that sense of grounding, of connection with the earth beneath you. The legs strong. And as you inhale, sweep the arms up, lift up. Exhale, dive down. So we're going to go through some simple Surya Ace. Inhale, halfway lift, come up. Step your right leg back and just drop your knee, point your toes. Let's come onto fingertips and just lift and open the chest. So we're going to breathe here. So there's quite a nice opening through the right quad and the right hip flexor here. Spine is long, chest is lifted. Nice steady breaths. Let's take 2 more breaths here together. And don't feel that you need to go too deep into that stretch. Just find kind of the right balance, that perfect balance. And then we're going to release the heels of the hands to the mat. Lift your back knee up. Let's step into a plank. And we'll release knees, chest, chin, coming onto our bellies. As you inhale, come into a cobra. And as you exhale, press back into downward dog. Breathing there. Nice deep breaths, just breathing in and breathing out. Lovely. Breath in. Breath out. Let's softly bend the knees. We're going to walk or jump, hop to the front of the mat. As you inhale, float the chest up, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold and release. Let's roll up, sweep the arms up. Big inhale, feet together. Reach the palms up to the ceiling. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, float onto the fingertips, lengthen, look ahead, step your left leg back. Drop your knee, point your toes, come onto fingertips and lengthen. We'll take a few breaths here, hold. Yeah, so Luana, if you don't mind, can you bring that right foot a little bit further forward so that your knee is in line with your ankle? Is that okay? Lovely. Let's take a few breaths there. Nice deep breaths, breathing in. Breathing out. You can find that little lift of the chest to open up the spine. Good. Okay, and then let's come into our plank. You can lift the back knee up. Knees, chest, chin, or your chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or upward dog, and exhale to downward dog. Lovely. Nice deep breath in. Nice deep breath out. Let's take a couple more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. And again, inhale. Exhale, softly bend your knees, walk, jump to the front of the mat. As you inhale, float your chest up, lengthen. Exhale, fold and release. Let's roll up, sweep the arms up. Take a nice big inhale as you lift the palms to the ceiling. Exhale, the hands to the mat. Come onto fingertips, lengthen, look ahead. So we're going to either step or jump into a plank. It's really your choice. We're going to go into kind of more Ashtanga style sun salutations. Cobra or upward dog. Downward dog. Let's take a few breaths there. Breathing in. Breathing out. Lovely. Good. Breath in. Breath out. Softly bend the knees, walk, jump to the front of the mat. As you inhale, lift the chest, lengthen. As you exhale, fold and release. Roll up, sweep the arms up, big inhale, lift. Exhale, hands to mat. Come onto fingertips, lengthen, look ahead. Either step 1 foot at a time or jump both feet into your chaturanga. Beautiful. Cobra or upward dog. Downward dog. Let's breathe there. Nice deep breaths. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breath in. Breath out. Softly bend the knees. Walk, jump to the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen, look ahead. Exhale, fold to release. Roll up, sweep the arms up, big inhale. We're going to take 2 more rounds. Exhale, hands to mat. Come into your halfway lift. Step or jump into your plank. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Cobra or upward dog. Downward dog, taking a few breaths there. So go at your own pace. As you might have noticed, Luana and Sophie are going a little bit faster than my cueing, but that's fine. Just really find your pace with these sun salutations. Softly bend your knees, walk, jump to the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold, roll up, sweep the arms up. Last one. Exhale, hands to mat. Inhale to lengthen, look ahead, step or jump into your plank. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Cobra or upward dog. Downward dog. Lovely. Let's just take a few breaths here. So that earth connection. And I'm sure that your arms and your wrists are getting a little bit tired, so ground a little bit more to get that support. Engage the navel spine, Uddiyana Bandha. Really important to lighten up your stance. Softly bend your knees, walk, jump to the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen, look ahead. Exhale, fold and release. Heel toe your feet, hip width apart. And let's just take a forward fold here. And if you feel that your wrists have felt the postures we've done quite a few long holds, you can always slide the hands underneath the feet. Lovely. And you can bend your knees to do that. If that's not happening naturally, it's quite a strong pose. Just bend the knees as much as you need to slide those hands underneath. Lovely. Nice deep breaths. Just breathing in and breathing out. Breath in, breath out. Let's take another breath here. Okay, and then let's slowly roll up. We're going to take a chair pose, and you can take your chair pose with your feet hip width apart, or you can take it with your feet together, up to you, whatever works. Lovely, good. And then we're going to release the hands to the mat. So we're going to go into Surya Bees. We're going to float the chest up. And if you feel that you've already done quite a lot of chaturangas, just step into downward dog. Otherwise, take another vinyasa. So step into plank, knees, chest, chin, chaturanga, cobra, upward dog, exhale, downward dog. Lovely, good. We're going to take the right leg up and back. Excellent. And then we're going to bring, Sophie's already ready to go, and then we're going to bring the right knee into the chest. Step your right foot through and come into warrior one. So we're going to do short holds to start with in a little flow, and then we're going to hold them longer. So we're going to float down, either take a vinyasa or straight into your downward dog, okay? So be honest about how your shoulders are coping with all this. If they need a break, you just ride the vinyasas out. Left leg up. Draw your left knee into your chest. Step your left foot through. Ground your back heel. Heel to heel alignment. Reach the arms up. Lift. Fold forwards. Release. Vinyasa. Or not, as I said. Cobra, upward dog. Downward dog. Let's softly bend the knees. You can walk or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Let's roll up, come into chair pose, sit nice and low. And then bring the hands to prayer, come to standing, hands by your side. We're going to take one more round of those. Chair pose, sit low. Hands to mat. Lengthen, look ahead. Vinyasa of your choice or not. You can step straight into downward dog. Ready? Right leg up and back. Right knee into your chest. Step your right foot through. Come into warrior one. Reach the arms up. Virabhadrasana one. Hands to mat. Vinyasa straight into downward dog. Your choice. Left leg up and back. Left knee into chest. Step the left foot through, come into Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1, reaching the arms up. Hands to mat, Vinyasa, or straight into your downward dog. Excellent, beautiful. Softly bend the knees, walk, jump to the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. We're going to roll up and we're going to come into a chair pose. So coming to standing, reaching the arms up, taking our chair pose. And then bringing the hands to prayer. Let's just take our hands to our side. Bring your feet together now. Stand nice and tall. Just allow the shoulders to release, but the body to grow tall. So feel that connection from the earth to the crown of the head. And maybe you want to bring the breath from the feet all the way to the crown of the head now. So from feet to crown of the head, just breathing up the body, down the body. Let's take a couple more breaths here before we move into our standing postures. Okay, let's come into chair pose once again. Sit nice and low, reach the arms up. Release the hands to the mat. Float the chest up, halfway lift. Vinyasa or step into your downward dog, your choice. Lovely, yeah. And Luana is demoing a beautiful jump straight into bent arm chaturanga, which is where you want to get eventually, but it might take you stages to get there, so be honest. And she is in a very nice straight line. She's not diving with her shoulders, which is exactly what we want. Reach your right leg up and back. If you want to take a nice little hip opener here, feel free to open the hip, bend the knee, beautiful. And then let's extend the leg. Realign the hips, and we're going to step the right foot back into Warrior 1, but this time we're going to hold it. So we have a little bit more time to pay attention to how we're taking our Warrior 1. So we're going to be bending the front knee. Yeah. And the more you bend the front knee, the more that left hip wants to move back. And we just want to slide the right hip back and the left hip forwards. We also want to lift the instep of the left foot, press into the outer edge of the leg, and as we do that, the hip wants to move back, and we need to slide it back forwards. Lovely. Really open up into the chest. Maybe find a little bit of a back bend. You can press a little bit into my hand. Lovely. Yeah. Pull that right shoulder back, that left right shoulder back. Yeah. Sorry. Okay, and then release the hands to the mat. Frame your front foot. Come into three-legged dog. Reach your right leg up and back. We're going to step the right foot through and come into Warrior 2. Excellent. So just taking a moment to hold it and to set it. So what often happens in Warrior 2 is that the knee tends to drop in. Sophie's really engaging her inner thighs here. And that's how you allow the leg to be really steady. Excellent. So you don't want the knee dropping in. Just imagine that there's a wall behind that thigh. And then we're going to reverse the warrior. We're going to take the right elbow to the right knee. Take a big circle with your left arm. Inhale, reverse. Either elbow to knee, or you can take your hand inside your foot, whatever works for you. Reverse, take it back. Either elbow to knee or hand outside your foot. Big circle. Let's reverse, and this time we're going to hold the reverse and straighten the right leg. Yeah, so really find that side stretch, that opening through the right side of the body. And then extend your right arm towards the front of the room, so as if you want to touch that wall or whatever is in front of you. And then release your right hand to your shin. If you feel nice and open, feel free to take the fingertips to the mat and your left arm up to the ceiling. Good, lovely. So you want to hoover in that right hip a little bit. Yes, lovely. Making sure that the right knee is facing forwards. And then find that tiny little cobra in the upper back. So not too strong, but a little bit of a cobra there. Brilliant. Couple more breaths here. Inhale. Beautiful postures. Exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Let's come all the way up, pressing into those legs. And then parallel the feet. Yeah, so that you're facing the side of your mat. We're going to reach the arms up. We're just going to take the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, lift and open the chest, and fold forwards. Taking a few breaths here in Pasarita. Lovely. Yeah, I think, Sophie, you can bring your weight slightly forwards and really press into the outer seams of the legs. You're not going to topple over, and relax the toes. Yeah, good, lovely. Excellent. Let's take our hands to our waist and slowly roll up. We're going to turn towards the front of the room in Warrior Two, and we're going to reverse it, take it back. Windmill the hands down to the mat, left hand down, right arm up, twist. Right hand down, three-legged dog, right leg up and back. And we're going to draw the right knee into the chest, step through, float the arms up, come into a high lunge. Bring the hands to prayer at the heart, and we're going to start taking a twist towards the right. So you can take a half twist or a full twist. So a half twist, you're going to be here. Full twist, you can take the elbow outside the knee. Excellent, beautiful. Yeah, so power up that back leg. Engage your Uddiyana Bandha to find the rotation from there, not from the hips, but from the belly. Just float the chest up a little bit. Look over your right shoulder, just a tiny bit. Lovely. And then come back to center. Reach the arms up. Lift. And then we're going to release the hands to the mat. Let's come into plank. Good. Now we're going to take our right hand to center, and we're either going to take a side plank, full side plank, or if you need to place your knee down on the mat, place your knee down on the mat. Press into that right hand, lift those hips, lovely, fingertips reaching towards the ceiling. Once again, that connection with the earth. From here, we're going to release that left hand down and slowly release all the way down onto our bellies. So we'll take Shalabhasana here, locust pose, taking your hands behind your back, interlacing the fingers, and just lifting the body off the ground. Taking a few breaths here. We're going to hold. Beautiful, really lovely postures. So we want to energize into length and then get the lift. So don't worry about lifting high. Really get that length, that expansion outwards, and then you can come up a bit. Lovely. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale, and then slowly release all the way down. We're going to come back into downward dog. If it feels nice to take a cobra or an upward dog, feel free to do that. Or just go your own way back into downward dog. Let's take a few breaths there. Breathing in. And breathing out. Lovely. Breath in. Breath out. Let's take the left leg up and back. If it feels nice to take that hip opener and that bend of the knee, go ahead. Brilliant. And then extend the leg, realign the hips, draw the left knee into the chest. Step your left foot through. We're going to come back into that warrior one, but we're going to hold it longer. So we have a bit of time to set everything. Lovely. Why not just try and turn those toes in a little bit more? I think you'll just get a bit more space. Yeah, that way. You'll just get a little bit more space in that right hip. That's it. Lovely. And then you can really slide that right hip through and pull that left hip back. Yeah, and then you get that back bend, that opening into the chest. So warrior one does have it's a really good prep for back bends. Good. Nice. Okay, and then we're going to release the hands to the mat, 3-legged dog. That left leg swings back and up. And then step that left foot in between the hands. Let's come into warrior two, taking a moment to set it. So remembering what we were talking about on the other side, that we don't want to drop the knee inwards, but we want to imagine that there's a wall behind our left thigh. So really engaging the inner thigh. And it's as if the inner thigh is lifting slightly and the outer thigh is dropping. So there's a little bit of a kind of circular movement there. And then we're going to reverse, take it back. Elbow to knee, full circle with the right arm. Reverse, take it back. Either elbow to knee or hand inside your foot, full circle with your right arm. We're going to reverse, take it back. Either elbow to knee or hand outside your foot, full circle with your right arm. We're going to reverse, take it back. And this time we're going to straighten that front leg. So open the side body, reach, find that lovely, beautiful side stretch. And then reach that left arm towards the front of the room, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And we're going to come into Utthita Trikonasana, our triangle pose. Lovely. Excellent. Yeah. And you can engage that navel to spine a little bit. Find the length from just pulling in the ribs a tiny bit. Beautiful. Lovely. And we've created a little bit more length, and you can probably take that hand a little bit further down if you want to. Good. Beautiful. And then come all the way up. Parallel the feet. You can reach the arms up and take the hands behind your back, and maybe just change the lace this time. So lift and open and fold forwards. Take a few breaths there. Yeah, so you're just swapping the little finger and taking the less comfortable lace. Good. Breathe nice and deeply into those shoulder blades. Lovely. Yeah. Excellent. Let's take a couple more breaths. Okay, and then take your hands to your waist, roll yourselves all the way up, nice and long through the spine, coming into Warrior Two. We're going to reverse it, take it back. We're going to windmill the hands to the mat, take a twist, so right hand down, left arm up. Left hand down, three-legged dog. Left knee into chest, step the left foot through. Let's come into a high lunge, pressing into the earth to float those arms up. Bringing the hands to prayer, we're going to take our twist. So twisting towards the left knee, half twist or full twist. Yeah, lovely. And Luana's giving us a modified version with the knee down, which is brilliant. So if you need to put your knee down, by all means do. Excellent. And then we're slowly going to come back to center. Reach up. Release the hands to the mat. We're going to come into plank, and we're going to prep for side plank. So we're going to take our left hand to center. We're going to come into side plank on the other side. And for most people, that's the weaker arm, unless you're left-handed. Lovely. Yeah, and we want the wrist pretty much under the shoulder. You can always drop the knee if you need to drop the knee on this pose. Press into the earth, reach into the fingertips. Beautiful. And then release your right hand down, and then we'll release all the way onto our bellies once again for a second round of Shalabhasana, locust pose. So you might want to try interlacing the fingers the other way. So just moving the fingers a notch. And then float the chest, the feet, the legs up, taking a few breaths there. Nice deep breaths, breathing in and breathing out. Nice deep breath in. Nice long breath out. Let's take 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, and 1 more. Inhale. Exhale all the way down. Lovely. Let's press back into downward dog. Excellent. Okay, we're going to make our way to the front of the mat, and we'll do a little standing sequence there. So you can step, you can jump, just take a halfway lift as you inhale, exhale, fold, and then roll yourselves up to standing. And bring the hands to prayer at the heart. Let's just take a moment to stand. So once again, bringing ourselves back to that sense of steadiness, of grounding, breathing in, breathing out. We're going to come into tree pose. So we're going to take our weight into our right foot, and we're going to take the left foot. So we can either take the foot close to the ankle, or we can bring the foot underneath the knee. Or we can pick up the foot. I always need to use my hands here. And place the foot on the inner thigh. Press the palms into each other. Press the foot into the thigh and the thigh into the foot to really seal that tree pose. And then if you want to reach the arms up, feel free to take the arms up. Breathe there. If you're wobbling, if you're falling out, that's fine. Just come back in when you're ready. The key is the gaze and the concentration. So these standing postures really improve our concentration. Let's bring the left knee into the chest. And then drop your left foot next to your right. So we're going to step our left foot back. We're going to take pyramid pose. And for this one, you might want to have bricks underneath your hands if you feel that your hamstrings are generally a little bit tight. Bring your hands to prayer. Just fold to flat back to start with. Yeah, and just work through the alignment of those hips. Good. Yeah, lovely. And I don't have much to correct here, I have to say. But you just want to get that alignment of the hips, really lengthen the spine, and then fold over that right leg. If you want to take the hands down, feel free to take them down to the mat. Or, yeah, exactly, just a little bit there. And then just bring your weight into your right foot a little bit more. There. Brilliant. Let's take a few breaths there. Excellent. And then take your hands to prayer. We're going to slowly roll up. And we're going to bring our weight into our right leg for warrior 3. So we're just going to float that left leg up. And with warrior 3, that left hip often lifts. So yeah, imagine that there's a hand underneath your hip and you just want to drop the left hip into the hand. The toes turn inwards, they turn towards the mat. Beautiful, and you can have your arms by your side as they are both demoing. And then we're going to bend that right knee and come into a high lunge. So we're just going to step back into a high lunge. Release the hands to the mat, frame the front foot, drop your left knee, and we're going to extend the right leg. You might need to wriggle the foot forwards depending on how long your legs are, the proportions of your body. And then we're going to come onto fingertips, lift and lengthen. And here as well, if you need blocks underneath your hands, feel free to have blocks. And fold. And this is your half Hanuman, so your half split pose. Lovely. Yeah. Breathe there. Nice deep breaths. You can always have the front knee bent if this is too strong for you. Excellent. And then we're going to we're going to keep the left hand on the mat and just reach the right arm up to the ceiling. So you're going to be twisting towards me. That's it. Lovely. Beautiful. So we're getting a little bit more into the IT band, into the side of the leg. And then release your right hand down, bend your front knee. And you can take a vinyasa or just come straight into downward dog, your choice. Take a few breaths. Softly bend the knees, walk, jump to the front of the mat. As you inhale, float your chest up, lengthen, exhale, fold and release. Roll up, sweep the arms up, lift. Exhale, hands to the heart. Really draw that energy back into your midline, so feeling centered. And then we're going to bring the weight into the left foot and take tree with our right foot, either coming to the ground like this, the lower leg, or bringing the foot all the way up, hands to prayer. Really seal the foot to the thigh to the foot, and if you want to float the arms up, reach the arms up. So this tree reaching, growing, branches expanding, extending. And then we're going to bring the right knee back into the chest. Slowly release the foot to the ground and step your right foot back. Your hands are in prayer for the moment. And here, just imagine that you have flashlights on your hips and that the flashlights, you want the light to light the path ahead of you. So just get your hips in that direction and then start folding forwards without moving the direction of the flashlights. So they're both pretty much pointing in the same direction. And then if you want to take your hands down, feel free to release them either to the mat or to bricks that you might have carefully placed there. Yeah, and here we're really aiming to move the crown of the head towards the big toe. So we don't just want to fold over the leg with a rounded spine. We really want to get that length towards the ground, so that eventually when you get into the full pose, your whole body is draped over that left leg. And then bring your hands to prayer and roll yourselves up. Bring your weight into your left foot and pick up the right hip, coming into Warrior 3. That's it, beautiful. Yeah, and you can leave the hands in prayer or you can reach the arms back as you were doing before. Yeah, the hand mudra helps with stability, so find the one for you. Beautiful. Let's bend that left knee and come into a high lunge, sweeping the arms up. Release the hands to the mat, drop your right knee, and we're going to come into half Hanuman, extending that left leg, coming onto fingertips, lengthening the spine. Yeah, and here as well, it's that same notion of draping yourself over that left leg. Good. Yeah, I'm just going to move those hips a little bit, if you don't mind. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, take the body a little bit. There. Yeah, and then keep your right hand to your mat, but reach the left arm up. You might want to walk the right hand in a little bit to take that twist. Beautiful, very nice. Keeping the spine long. Crown of the head moving forwards. Excellent. And then release the hand to the mat. Let's bend that front knee. And you can go through a vinyasa or just straight into your downward dog. Lovely. And then we're going to come into child's pose. So just come and rest in your child's pose, just sitting onto your heels, stretching the arms forwards, or bringing your hands by your side for a kind of more recoiled position. Your knees can be wide or they can be together. Your choice. Let's take a few breaths. And then we're going to roll up. We're going to come and lie on our backs. So we're going to take some back bends now. And I'll give you some choices and options. So just work with what is right for you today, gauging your energy levels. And sometimes we have low energy and sometimes we're just plain lazy. So we always have to kind of distinguish between what it is that is guiding us, our lack of energy or our laziness. I know I can get very lazy, especially at this part of the practice. It's really easy to just go into Shavasana when you're practicing at home. So we're going to come into a bridge pose. So you're going to lift your hips. Just make sure that so both Luana and Sophie have their heels in exactly the right place. Just make sure that your feet are not too far forwards. And we're going to peel the spine off the mat coming into bridge. Yeah, and you can walk your fingertips towards your heels, just really coming up onto those shoulders and giving them a bit of a release. We've done quite a lot of shoulder work, so nice to stretch them a little bit now. And then we're slowly going to release the spine to the mat. We're just going to stay there. So don't bring your knees into your chest quite yet. Just take a moment to rest the back of the body into the mat. And to just feel that. So just allow yourself to take a few breaths in constructive rest, completely relaxed. And we're going to take our second bridge. So we're going to lift up. And you can either take a simple bridge, or if you want to interlace the fingers behind your back, feel free to do that. It's probably quite nice with the practice we've done today to give those shoulders a nice stretch, a nice release. Good. And just make sure that your inner thighs are still active. So imagine that you have a brick in between your thighs and you're just holding that brick in place. So you're not dropping the knees out. And then release the hands to the mat, come back down and take a moment to rest there, just to pause. Just completely relax through the back of the body. So for our third one, you can take either of the options we've just done. So simple bridge, bridge with interlace, or a wheel if you want to take a wheel today. We've done quite a lot of Warrior One, so we have really opened up for our wheel. If it's in your practice, you can take your hands by your ears and you can lift up. Lovely. So if you just turn those toes in a little bit for me, brilliant. And then move your chest towards the back of your mat. So press into the feet, press into the hands. That's it. Beautiful. Excellent. Let's take a couple more breaths here. And then we're going to have a slow release down. Excellent. Now, if you want to, you can slowly bring the knees into your chest. If you need to rest on your back before you do that, feel free to just rest in constructive rest and then bring the knees in. You can either stay here or you can rock, you can move, just whatever feels good. Excellent. Okay, and then let's slowly release the feet to the mat. Actually, we're going to rock back and rock up. So just rock back and rock up, yeah. And then we're going to sit with both legs stretched out in front of us. We're going to bend the right knee. So we're going to take Matsyendrasana, taking the right hand behind us, the left arm up. Hook your left elbow outside your right knee and look over your right shoulder, just taking a few breaths there. Lovely. Yeah, just finding the length in the spine, and then from the length, the rotation. And then a brief counter twist to the other side, just keeping the legs as they are. And then come back to center. So we're going to take the right foot inside the left thigh. And you can open the knee up a little bit if you have space. It depends on your body and your mobility. And then we're going to cup that left hand towards the left foot. We're going to reach the right arm over the ear. Yeah, just finding that side stretch. Lovely. Good. Yeah. So just press down there. Good. Excellent. Let's take a couple more breaths there. You can just relax that arm a little bit. And then you'll have more space. Just relax it a little bit more. There you go. And then let's come up. And then we're going to turn towards the left leg and just fold over it. So you might need to bring the hips a little bit more into alignment. Sit nice and tall, lengthen, and then just fold over that leg. Lovely. Good. Nice. Nice deep breaths. Just breathing in and breathing out. Nice deep breaths. Excellent. Yeah, and if you can hold the foot, feel free to hold it. If you can interlace the fingers or grab the wrist, that's fine. If it's in your practice, if your hands are resting on your mat, that's absolutely fine. And then we're slowly going to roll up. And we're just going to swap the legs over. So we're going to stretch that right leg and then put the left foot over the right knee. Taking our left hand behind us. So the opposite, Sophie, sorry, if you swap over. Yeah. And then reach the right arm up. Hook the right arm outside the left elbow, looking over your left shoulder. Sitting tall. And if you really explore the twist, you can access the shoulders and really open up through the upper back and release some of the strengthening and stability work that we've done today. And then we're just going to counter twist briefly. Come back to center, take that left foot inside your thigh. And you might want to open up the hips here a little bit. And then take that right hand towards your right foot and just reach that left arm over your ear. Lovely. Nice deep breaths. Just breathing in and breathing out. Lovely. Yeah, just relax that top arm, Luana, and then it will go towards the foot. Yeah, just go for it. You're there. Excellent. Yeah, and then you just have to kind of twist yourself through underneath. That's it. Brilliant. And if you press the sitting bones down, you actually get more space. I know it's slightly counterintuitive, but if you press down into the earth and then reach, you can get there. So if you just let the hand drop as well, go for it. There you go. And then squeeze, kind of slide yourself through. Beautiful. And then come all the way up. And then we're going to turn towards that right leg, sit nice and tall and fold. Take a few breaths there. Lovely. And really work on the length in the spine. Yeah. And to get the length in the spine, there is a little bit of action through the sitting bones. So if you press down to lift up, you get more space. Yep, that's it. And the crown of the head is moving towards that big toe. And then slowly roll yourselves up. Now we're going to stretch both legs out for Paschimottanasana. And if you need to sit on a block here, feel free to sit on a block, a rolled up blanket, a pillow. Sit nice and tall, lengthen. And if you need to bend your knees, feel free to bend your knees a little bit. And reach the arms up. So really getting that length in the spine. Inhale deeply and exhale, fold over the legs. Your hands can come to your mat. Or you can hold your feet if that is there for you. And then really use the rhythm of the breath through the spine to find space. Yeah, so we're not forcing or pushing, and I'm not putting any pressure here on Sophie. I'm just working on lengthening her spine. So I'm not pressing down. I'm moving in that direction, so I'm moving forwards to give her body length. Lovely. Let's roll ourselves up, and then just bend your knees and come and lie on your backs. Excellent. We'll just take a supine twist before we wrap up, so you can bring your knees into your chest. Lovely. And then just drop the knees to one side, to the right maybe. Yeah, just so that we go the same way. And then you can just relax your head to the left. Just let the body relax here. And we work really hard in yoga, but when we get to these last poses, and to our Shavasana. It feels so good from the heart work. So we can move into that state of bliss. And then we're going to take the knees to the other side, take a few breaths there. And then in your own time, when you're ready, just make your way into your Shavasana. So just bring the knees back, stretch the legs out. When you're ready, in your own time. We'll take a few minutes in relaxation. If you prefer to lie with your feet flat in that constructive rest pose, as we did at the beginning of the practice, feel free to do that, just to really get that connection with earth. And if you prefer to turn your palms down, if things are feeling slightly wobbly in your life at the moment and you need to do a little bit of anchoring and rooting, feel free to turn your palms down. If you're feeling nice and relaxed at the moment and you're willing to roll your shoulders open and turn your palms upwards, feel free to do that. So just practice whatever energy you feel you need. So Luana is demoing a nice kind of rooting, grounding version of Shavasana, and Sophie is demoing a much more kind of open version of it. Sometimes we need to recoil, sometimes we need to ground. And sometimes we can be completely relaxed and open to what comes. And if you feel that you need a little bit more grounding and stability in your life, just take a moment to think what form that may take. And then you can create some positive affirmations to cement that within yourself. So, I am grounded. I am rooted. I have what I need to feel safe. I am secure. So find your own positive affirmations. And when you have found them, so 1, 2, or 3 affirmations, it doesn't need to be more than that, just repeat them 3 times silently to yourself. And then just let go of those words and just stay with the energy of those affirmations. And allow your breath to deepen. And as the breath becomes a little bit more alive and vibrant, allow it to start moving your body, fingertips, toes. Maybe take a nice big stretch the arms, the legs, and bring the knees into the chest. Just give them a big hug. Take a little rock from side to side. And then roll onto your right side. And let's slowly come up to a cross-legged seated position, hands in prayers. We're going to seal our practice for today. Just bringing our awareness to our sitting bones, to that sense of connection with the earth. From the sitting bones, allowing the spine to lengthen, allowing the energy to move up to the crown of the head, sitting tall. Thank you so much for practicing today. Namaste. Thank you.